Yes, let's start.
Okay. Uh, yeah, so hello, good evening to everyone present. My name is Praveen Prasad Andigol, and I'm currently doing my master's in Robotics and Autonomous Systems from the Indian Institute of Science. I have also done my BE in Aerospace Engineering from RV College, and I wrote a GATE paper this year, 2023, in aerospace and have secured an All India rank of 25. So this is a brief background about myself, and in this presentation, we will be talking about some of the preparation strategies that you can use so that even you can score good marks and get a good rank, and finally you can land up in a good institute. So in this presentation, we'll be covering three main topics. First is the revision, how to revise, how to memorize formulas. So we all know that there are about there are hundreds of formulas in probably each subject, and you got to remember all those formulas. So how can you make sure that you remember most of them? So we'll try to look into that. Second thing is practicing. Practicing is again very important, so that you can retain the concepts and apply the necessary concepts wherever it is required. And finally, I'll be talking about few bonus tips as well, which will help you to uh, feel really good about yourself, even during the preparation phase as well as during the day of exam. So let us begin. So before I start with the revision part, this is something very interesting. This is called as the forgetting curve. I'm sure most of you guys might be knowing this. Here there's a graph which is retention versus the number of days. So let us say that you have studied a particular topic today, and you want to see how much of it was retained. So you can see that on the like after one day, after studying a topic, after one day, you see that you would have retained only 50% of the information, and you would have forgotten about 50% of the information. And over 1 week, finally, you see that after 7 days, you just retain about 10% of the information. So this is generally what happens. That is, people prepare prepare on a particular topic, and they don't revise you know uh, certain number of times, and because of that what happens is finally they forget most of the things, and when they go to give their exam they cannot perform well. So this is something which we have to deal with. So how do we overcome this effect of the forgetting flow? So the main strategy for this is revision. So I would say revision is the name of the game. If you can revise up to certain number of times, I'll show you how many times also. This will help you to retain at least more than 80 to 90% of the information that is needed, and you'll be able to do well in your exam. So so when I was giving my GATE exam, I was a college student. I was doing BTech as well as I was preparing for GATE exam. So I'm assuming that there are a lot of people like me who is who are in BTech and they are preparing for GATE. So let us say like mornings you go to the college, and from morning till evening you go to the college and come back home. So I would just say like I would just need around 5 hours daily, so that you can prepare properly for GATE exam. Let us say about 2.5 hours you would attend some online lectures for GATE classes. Then there is another 5 hours requirement, 5 hours that you have to put in so that you can get the maximum. So in that 5 hours, I would say 3 hours every day you have to put it for revision. And this is how I had divided my revision, uh, revision timetable kind of thing. So in 3 hours, 2 hours I used to give for concept revision. So concept revision involves studying the concepts as well as studying the formulas as well. So by studying, I mean writing. You need to write down all the key points whatever you have studied, as well as write down all the formulas, and if possible write down the assumptions as well, which are used while deriving that formula. So concept revision, you can spend about 2 hours.
Just a minute, Praveen. Sorry to disturb.
Yes, sir.
Are you moving your slides?
Yes, sir. I am moving my slides.
No, we can't see, I think.
Oh,
Please share whole screen, then you may be able to.
yes, yes, sir. Can you see now?
Just a minute. Yeah, now we can see. Can you go to the full mode and then let's move?
Sir, just tell me whether the slides are changing now. I've
Yeah,
changed the slide. Can
perfect.
you see?
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay, sir. So I'm sorry
Yeah,
that
you
my
can
slides
start
were
from
not
here.
changing.
Yeah,
Yep.
from here you can start.
Okay. So yeah, coming to the revision part. So assuming that you are a college student and you are going to college every day, so you would need around 5 hours every day so that you can prepare for gate exam properly. In that, I would say 3 hours. Try to put it for revision every day. Where in the 3 hours, 2 hours you will spend for concept revision, which involves both studying the concepts, the formulas, and also the assumptions which are involved in the while deriving the formulas. And 1 hour is just the formula revision. For example, let us say that today you have around 3 hours. So I would say, like, let's say that you do 2 hours of concept revision for aerodynamics. Like, let's say you studied the thin airfoil theory, where you studied, okay, what are the important key points which are there, what are the important formulas and the assumptions. So I want you to write it down. It's not that you just read, write as much as you can, so that those things get imprinted in your mind. So let's say you have finished 2 hours of aerodynamics now. So you cannot do aerodynamics continuously because you will eventually get bored. So the next 1 hour which is left, you can do a formula revision, right? Just writing down the formulas, that's all. And probably you can look into the key points. You don't need to write the key points. So let's say you do aerodynamics for concept revision, then you can do SOM for formula revision. So this is how I used to divide my my schedule every day. And yeah, as I told, mark all the key points in concept revision. Solve all the problems in the notes. This is very important. So whatever problems have been solved in the class, try to solve them once again in the concept revision, so that those things get clear. The concepts are clear. Again, write. There is no other way you can remember. But if you want to remember all the formulas properly, you have to write it down and then see whether you have written the correct formula. And finally, I would say that let's say you have some midterm exam, final exam, internals, anything, and you cannot study for GATE. It is completely fine. Don't study for GATE, but I would say not to skip revision. You have to revise every day. So because this is the one which is going to determine your, you know, quick problem solving skills in exams. And also, like, as you can see, there are two people holding a notebook. So in the notebook, you can see there are some pictures, there are some boxes. So even in your notes as well, make such boxes. If there are some diagrams, just highlight the diagrams, see whatever is important, so that you remember it as much as possible. You can retain it. So now
Yeah,
coming to
Praveen, can you go to second slide first? Yeah,
this one, sir.
yes, before that there was one slide. Yeah,
Yes,
okay,
sir.
yes. So top revision practice bonus tips. Yeah.
Yes, sir. This is the forgetting curve. I think most of you will be knowing this. Uh, Coming to the revision, I have explained most of the things. If there is any doubt, I'll take up at the end of the session as well. Now, coming to the revision, how can you split your schedule? Let's say. So now currently we are in the month of August. So today is Monday. So let's say that today you do aerodynamics for concept revision. Then you can just know you can just do formula revision for math. Just write down all the important formulas for math. Do it for the first 3 days continuously so that you cover the entire subject as well. It shouldn't be that you just covered only part of aerodynamics, which is just thin airfoil theory. No, I want you to cover everything. Let's say potential flows, flow over cylinders and other objects, thin airfoil theory and finite wing, everything. Try to cover it as much as possible in the 3 days. Similarly, for math, yes, the syllabus is very vast, so you can't cover everything, but try to cover as much as possible, at least the most important ones, which is linear algebra, calculus, and differential equations. This has around 80% weightage. So try to cover them. So first 3 days, if you do aerodynamics and maths, next 3 days, what you can do is you can do SOM and fluid mechanics. SOM 2 hours of concept revision and 1 hour just formula revision for fluid mechanics. And on the Sundays, what you can do is you can take up a mock test based on whatever you had revised in the previous week, and try to do the analysis as well. So analysis means like what are the problems which you weren't able to solve, and what are the problems which you solved but you went wrong in that. So just note down all the problems which you have solved in the mock test as well as in the assignments. So you can do this, you can follow this thing for 1 or 2 months. So what happens is every week try to cover around 4 subjects like this, and what you will see is that as you do more and more revisions, by the month of November, when you come to the month of November or December, you'll see that because of so much of practice, you are able to remember a lot of formulas. Plus, you are able to finish the revision very quickly as well, because you now know what are the important formulas, what are the important concepts involved. When you just write down the formula, you'll be able to realize what are the concepts which are involved and what are the assumptions also. Because nowadays in GATE exam, they're asking few assumptions as well, which are direct MCQ type based questions. So all these things you can remember very quickly, and in the month of November and December, you can quickly revise many times. A lot of subjects you can revise many times. So you have to start the preparation from this month, so that by the when you go to the month of November or December, you'll be able to finish all the subjects. Like you would be able to revise around 4 to 5 times before you go for the GATE exam. And this is what you actually see. These are studies which are done by people like scientists, psychologists, and all that. What they have seen is that if you are able to revise any particular subject for 5 times, you are almost able to retain 80 to 90% of the information, and the chances of forgetting will be almost nil. Uh, and if you are able to retain that much of information, you can easily do well in your exam, because so much, like your brain is now tuned to get so much, like to reproduce that much of information. So let's say, what are the advantages of doing revision? I'll just give you a very simple example. So let's say that someone asks you to find what is the lift over an airfoil with angle of attack, variation of lift. Uh, so this is from the thin airfoil theory, and the formula is given, which is lift is equal to rho v square c pi alpha. If you ask any of the most of the aerospace engineers, then they will not give you this answer. Even if you ask them in the GATE exam, probably around 80% people will go wrong just by using the normal lift equation. So half rho v infinity square SCL. We know that for an airfoil, the area is nothing but chord times unit length, and CL is nothing but 2 pi alpha, which you get it from thin airfoil theory. And you can see that you are able to derive the same formula by substituting few values. So what I'm trying to say is that after doing a lot of revisions, you will be able to remember some basic fundamental formulas very clearly. And from those basic formulas, you are able to derive the slightly more complex formulas. So this you will observe, especially in gas dynamics, which has lots and lots of formulas, very big formulas, but you will be able to derive them very quickly in probably 4 or 5 steps for gas dynamics in the exam, and you'll be able to substitute and solve problems within 2 to 3 minutes. So that is the time generally we have to solve problems. So this is the main advantage of doing revisions. Now, coming to practice. So after doing, so revision is the most important thing, as I said. The second most important thing will be to practice. So as I told you, 3 hours for revision. So initially in the month of August, what you can do is you can devote around 1 hour for practice every day. This 1 hour will involve assignments and mock tests. So assignments you can solve IGC assignments because they are really good. They are very hard as well, but they clear most of the concepts pretty well. So the solution for the assignments are also available. You will be having that in a Google Drive. So just go through that. See if you are able to solve the assignment questions. It's completely fine if you are not able to solve it because they are on the harder side only, but you get the point. Those questions will make your concepts very clear. Second is the mock test. Mock test, you can take up chapter wise mock test. Let's say you do a revision for 1 week, just take up the chapter wise mock test and see how much you are able to do correctly, what are the questions you went wrong, note down and try to solve them once again. Finally, if you still have lots of time, let's say there are people who are repeating it for 1 more year, they have time, then the additional source will be NPTEL assignments. IGC teachers have lot of access to NPTEL assignments. Just ask them; they will give you these, and these are also very good. You can solve good number of questions before your GATE exam. And so now what happens? You start 1 hour in August. So slowly, when you come in the month of November, you should start devoting at least 2 hours for practice. So now you know that you are able to finish your revision also very quickly. So try to devote slightly more time for practice. And this practice should involve only mock tests and PYQs. I would say don't solve assignments in the month of November and December. But if you have time, you can solve. But these are the main things I would like to say. And finally, one more important thing is that star mark all the questions which you weren't able to solve and try to solve them with a fresh mind. Don't look at the solutions. But let's say even in the fresh mind, if you are not able to find a solution, then you can look at the answer. But again, on the next day, try to solve them without looking at the solution. So this will help you to again understand concepts, recollect the concepts, so that if any similar question is asked in your GATE exam, you'll be able to solve it. So now, finally coming to the bonus steps, have a dedicated time for distractions. So let's say, obviously, you cannot study 24 hours in a day. Like you do need some recreation time. Something, let's say, you want to watch a Netflix movie or some web series. You can watch it, but have a dedicated time, probably half an hour or 1 hour, and don't stretch it beyond that. Second thing is have a fixed sleep schedule. What I mean by fixed sleeping schedule is, let's say you sleep at 11 o'clock every night. Maintain that 11 o'clock sleep every day. Don't keep varying your sleep schedule, and try to sleep for 6 to 8 hours every day, because that is a good amount of sleep. It will help you to recollect concepts and formulas. It's a health factor which is there. Finally, third point is work out regularly. If you can work out for half an hour every day, that is very good. You will feel more energetic, and yeah, basically that increases oxygenation, which actually helps in information retention. And finally, have good, lean, balanced diet. I know that there are a few people who stay in hostel and they don't get like good food as such, but try to have good food, and this will again help you to uh, you know, these are all psychological and health factors which will help you to recollect and retain the information which is there. So yeah, so these are the things I would like to say. And yeah, this actually concludes my presentation. It is a very simple presentation which I have made. I think most of the points, whatever I've mentioned here, was also told by Dinesh sir. When I was preparing for GATE exam, I've just put all his points in the slides, and I'm just sharing the same information. But I have sincerely followed these things from, I think from the month of August 2022 for almost 6 to 7 months, and I was able to do well in my exam. And I hope that everyone is able to do well. And finally, believe in yourself. Nothing is impossible. The word itself says I am possible. So with that, I would like to conclude my presentation. Thank you very much. If there are any doubts, it's open for discussion.
Yeah, so Mr. Praveen, thank you very much, and please don't praise too much to me. It's hard work of you guys. Uh, I always
No,
do
no,
my
sir.
part. Your best I can do. So I will
Yeah.
just ask those who are watching this session if they like this session can do thumbs up quickly. Then we start. So I will add few points from my side
Yes, sir.
along with Mr. Praveen's points. So the first thing they must prepare in-depth notes when they are learning subject first time.
Mm,
Okay, so this is the right time to make these in-depth notes, which will help them
mm.
to revise quickly later on. They should not go again and again through video lectures or the materials which is or
Correct,
books
sir.
during the later times like in November, December, January months. So they must make
Mm,
very fair and clear in-depth notes, and once one subject is over and their in-depth notes are over, they must make again short notes out of that. So basically,
yeah.
as Praveen told, short notes are very helpful in quick revision, and they need to revise, because then only they will able to mug up all the formulas and will able to remember uh, at least during exam day. So short notes will be very helpful for quick revisions, because in January, I say Praveen, they must
Yes, sir.
revise everything first in 3 days and then one day. The whole syllabus
Uh,
should be revised within one day, initially in 3 days, because we provide 12
yeah.
mock exams almost with the gap of 3 days. So in 3 days, we
Uh,
give for revision and then start next mock exam. So that's thing. And they must complete all topic wise mock exam by November. So in December they will
yes.
not have pressure. They should have ample amount of time for subject revisions in a proper way from in-depth notes, and then they must write subject wise exams. Okay, and
Mm,
in January month, of course, they should not write any topic wise or subject wise exam. They should solely focus on full syllabus exam. So that's what
yeah.
the my point about this academy. Then, as you
Yes.
told, there should be some time for recreations, like they can do some sports activity, walk, they can listen music, they can do meditation. The simple thing they can do before starting studies is observing their breathe. But
Mm,
whenever they start studying, they should just close eyes and observe breathe. It's no
yes, sir.
religious nothing. So once they start observing breathe, their mind will cool down. It will be more peaceful. They will have better concentrations, and mental strength is also very important. And I'm happy to share this year we have 80 plus people across all the branches in IITs and ISc from IGC. So this
Wow, sir.
80
That's
plus
good to
is
know.
not a small number. Whoever was sincere across the branches in IGC, they have got 100% success. They all have got seats in IITs and ISc. So I will say nobody should worry anything. They just need to put efforts. That's it.
Yes, sir.
And even some people have joined in us in Feb month or May month. They may have not able to put till now enough efforts, but don't worry. Still, sufficient time is there. 6 months is good enough to get any best rank, and they should do best. And again, I will tell one more thing for live class student. Don't worry. If you are missing live classes, that's fine, but you should not miss your studies. You should keep learning either by watching recording or reading through materials, but you have to do consistent studies. Okay, so these are the few things, but we will have one separate session on mental strength, because there are many people,
mm,
Praveen, they are really good students, but they feel pressure. They feel okay, gate is tough, and then they leave studies.
mm,
If they can
mm.
carry till end, I'm pretty sure they will land in an IIT, because there are plenty of courses now, many good
Sir, even I would
institutions.
like to say one thing.
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah, please.
Yes, sir. So because you are telling about the pressure, right, sir? So even we used to feel that when we were giving mock tests, also sometimes we used to feel like because we used to generally get less. So I would
Yeah,
say not to take pressure now itself. Generally in the mock test and all, you will get less because you're still learning, but you should not give up at that moment. So I would say, sir, again, like as I told earlier, like if you revise more and more, it's actually you are going to understand a subject in many different ways, and that will help you to do well in the mock tests and other exams as well. So yeah,
yes.
about yeah, so it's
Here I will add
about how
further
much
one.
efforts you put.
Yeah, please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I will add here one point. Mock exams are for learning, not for marks. For me, GATE
Yes,
is the
sir.
exam for which I look for marks. We should get best marks in GATE, not in mock. There is no point getting more marks in mock and get less marks in GATE. So, absolutely,
Mm,
guys, mock exams just for learning and practice. Okay, but we must take all mock exams. Either we are getting less marks or optimum or good marks. So mock exams need to be taken seriously for learning rather than for scoring marks, because sometimes people feel okay, I'm not getting good marks in mock exam, so I'm not kind of guy who can get best rank in gate, and all these are not true. You yourself knows many exams,
yes.
many good students are not able to do for many reasons. Why? Sometimes they are not able to recall all the concepts, sometimes their revision is not sufficient, sometimes their learning is not sufficient. But if we keep putting efforts, keep revising, keep reading, keep practicing uh, till gate exam, then definitely gate day will be best. Yeah, so that's what I thought to add. Yeah. Anything you
Yes,
want
sir.
to add further? Yeah. So,
Uh,
guys, now you guys can share your questions quickly in the chat box, guys. And I'm very happy Mr. Praveen managed with college. So, those who are working also can manage, right? Because college going and
yes, sir.
working almost kind of same commitment. So those who are
Yeah.
preparing dedicatedly, for them I always tell Praveen, it is very simple. Every day put 8 to 10
Mm,
hours, because you are not
mm,
working, you are not going college. Why you should take risk? For you guys,
yes.
fourth year students always have one more chance, right? And working
Mm,
people have always a safe job already, so they can put efforts based on available time. But those who are
mm,
not working, not a college students, they have 24 hours, so they must use this preparation with best efforts.
mm.
So again, those who are watching this session can thumbs up. So we'll take up now questions. So first question: before formula note making, I have to revise that subject earlier. Uh, Abhishek, we already told while reading subject, you should keep preparing in-depth short notes, and at the end of that, you can start making short notes out of that in-depth notes. And while making either short notes or in-depth notes, you should keep you should have some blank spaces, Praveen. So if you have
Mm,
enough blank spaces, you can add on missing points later on. That's what about
mm.
in-depth and short notes. Yeah.
So
Now
I would
Praveen.
like to say.
Please.
Yeah, so like when I was preparing for GATE, like so like generally in the class itself, we used to make notes, and those notes were to some extent they were in depth only because we used to note down all the important concepts, the assumptions, and all. So in that sense, I would say like just mark down the key points and just keep practicing. So as sir told, you can keep a short notes with formulas and concepts, or else what you can do is you can just write it down every day, like make a separate book for writing down all formulas, write, so that those things just get imprinted in your mind and you'll not forget it. So this is the method which I followed for during my preparation, and it helped me. So yeah, this is like
Yeah.
generally in the class only we'll make all the good notes, so you maintain that as well as have one more book where you can just revise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that would be my
Always,
suggestion.
they can have two, three notebooks. Like one is for in-depth notes, as you suggested. Some people are not
uh,
able to write during exams, so they are watching either recording. So by that time,
mm,
even we are sharing our, annotated PPTs, also class PPTs. They can use that, and we have materials also they can use. So in-depth notes means, right, what I say, Praveen, they can collect all important points during class,
mm,
after class, from materials, from any reference books, and that should be as fair as possible, because
mm,
people have a lot of habit of scrubbing. That's where the problem comes. So later on they will
mm,
not able to understand what they themselves have written. That is what I
mm.
have seen many times. Those who are
Okay.
having habit of not
Mm,
making fair notes, so that's very
mm,
important. Yeah, some people are very good. I have seen when we were taking offline classes, now they will use multiple colors and all, very nice.
yeah.
Some people, okay, simply sit, scrub, and after 10 days you ask what you have written, they don't know. So that's where, be
Sir,
clear, guys.
and also one thing is there are some really good notes available on the drive as well. Sir, in
Yeah, of
IGC
course.
drive, yeah, like that those things also you can refer. Just have one copy of that, or if you can read it on the computer, you can highlight the important points, and those are also quite really good notes. So if you don't have any notes also, you can refer those and note them down. That will help you.
Okay, good. So one question: how much syllabus should be actually covered for single digit rank? See, Pavan Babu, at IGC we cover 100% syllabus. We don't compromise in that. Again, now it depends. Some people are good in some topic, some other are good in some other topic, and that's how it vary. So we suggest always try to complete as much as syllabus to get single digit rank, first place. Second place, we are happy like you got you covered some 35% syllabus and you have got very good rank. That is possible because aptitude is of 15 marks, math is around 10 marks, so 25 marks is that. And then strength of material, which have high weightage, that you cover, and then some other subjects like fluid, and so it's possible to get. And with 155 rank, I think the marks were around 40 marks, right? So 45, 40, 40. I think not even 40 marks, it was around 35 marks this time. So it's possible, but suggestion is simple. Try to cover as many topic. But one thing they can do, Mr. Praveen, they can
Yes, sir.
mark some frequently asked topics when they solve
Yeah.
PY. uh, they will come to know which topics are frequently asked, so they can give more emphasis when they practice on those topics.
Mm,
Remaining
mm.
topics they should cover, so if any time, if any simple question comes, they can easily attend. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
By
So
practicing many problems, also they'll get to know like which concept, on which
yes,
concept they're asking more questions, and from
yes,
that they
PYQ
can
practice.
practice.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So, guys, you keep things very simple. In next 6 month, not 6 month, like we have August, September, October, November. So next 4 months, they must solve whichever topic, whichever subjects they are learning PYQs. So whilst when they solve PYQs, their confidence will get up, right? Because
mm,
PYQs means questions are not lengthy. The questions
mm,
will be more tricky or simple or conceptual. So once they have hold on topic and concept, they can solve any PYQs. And even in
yes,
IGC classes, we solve almost every PYQs or many PYQs just to
mm,
make feel people ki GATE is not a tough exam, but of course it is
yeah,
tough, not that easy, because it's a 4 years of engineering you need to remember for single day. So that's where
yes,
things comes in picture. You need to remember everything for one fine day, and that is of 3 hours. And then again in that 3 hours you have to do best. Even if you good, if you are not able to make in that 3 hours, your rank may not be that good. Yeah.
mm,
So we have addressed that about syllabus covering. Yeah. Any other doubt, guys? Quickly. So those who are watching this session can thumbs up, and if any doubt, quickly share. So we can summarize. I think Praveen, first you can summarize quickly. I think there is
yes, sir.
no more doubt. It seems.
Okay. So the summary would be like according to me, the most important thing will be revision because revision by doing revision you can retain a lot of important concepts, formulas, and try to spend like at least 3 hours daily. As I told you before, spend it on revision so that you can get the maximum out of it. Second thing is practice uh, at least the mock tests, like mock test questions, try to solve them, and also the PYQs, as sir said. These are important, and please solve the assignments also. Those are really good. They are hard, but if you can solve at least some 5 6 problems, that itself will help you to get your concepts even more clear. And finally, the bonus tips which I have already mentioned is to have dedicated time for sleep, distractions, and for your physical and mental well-being, so that overall you are fine and you can do well in your exams. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you, Praveen. So there is one
Yes, sir.
question, Mr. Abhishek. We will take up. I will take up a separate session for that weightage part. I will give tabulated data for last 5 years plus, how the marks were varying subject wise, and which all which subjects are more important. So I'll take separate session for that. Some skills, no, Punya, you should not learn anything other than this gate studies till gate exam. We will suggest you everything after gate exam. Till gate exam, it's only gate studies, gate studies, gate studies.
Mm,
Yeah, because your admission will happens on gate score, not on which software right? Or which extracurricular work you have done. That
mm,
if you do any extracurricular, it may develop your personality. But end of the day, you need to get in that required institute. Okay, fine. So I will summarize my side. You guys should make now in-depth good notes, fair notes, and once one subject is over, make short notes, and then you start next subject. So keep revising those short notes of previous subject while studying a new subject, and you should keep writing topic-wise mock exams. Also try to solve available IGC assignments and PYQs, and try to complete all subjects in-depth notes, short notes by November end. So you have good amount of time in December, pressureless time. Okay. And then finally, you need to be consistent. Don't come under pressure. Be mentally strong. Still enough time is there. You need to just clear gate with reasonably good marks, so you'll end up in a good institute, and that we will make sure, Praveen, we have done for everyone whoever has got reasonably good marks. In fact, like gate score up 400 plus, almost everybody has got. And getting a gate score of 400 plus is not that tough if you are following the right tips and tricks. And of course you can get a score of 800, 900 and 1000 also, if you put that kind of efforts. If you put best effort till end and make your best output in that 3 hours. For me, I never think one should get AR1 or AR10. I always believe my students should get a sufficient AR, so they get a seat of their choice, and then they enjoy the learning of their choice. So that's what I aim. And definitely in that process, we of course get the AR. We have got AR1 also in 2021. We have got this year AR2 in our my mother branch, of course, and other branches also we have got good ranks. So that's all possible with consistent effort and dedication, determination. And there is one more issue is there. There is one fancy word. What is that they call? Can you tell on?
Procrastination.
Please tell that something that on that also, uh,
Uh,
because many people, procrastination, right? Procrastination. So people know this is important for them, but is still due to distraction or their mental weakness, they are not able to put efforts. So how to come over that?
so it's I would say you have to, like whenever you feel that you don't want to do that particular thing, just try to do, let's say you don't want to study, like you're feeling that okay, I'll study tomorrow. I would say like if you have time to study, then just sit for like just 10 or 20 minutes. It's that initial like a kind of, there is some barrier kind of thing which you have to overcome. That's it. So if you just sit with a book and try to study, after 10 minutes you'll see that you'll start studying, because you'll get involved in it. Just focus for the first 10-20 minutes, and you'll see that it will go for 30-40 minutes, and eventually you'll be able to overcome that. So that requires some practice. Like you have to push yourself for in that moment, and you'll be able to overcome that. So this is my suggestion. Even we used to feel that when we used to prepare for gate, and just try to overcome that initial barrier which is there. So that would be my suggestion.
Yeah, yes, that's a good thing. Sometime they can. I will suggest go out of box activity, like you are.
Ah,
I will say always sports is the best thing, because in sports gives the winning attitude. Sports will make you out of laziness, because this procrastination is more
yes.
related with laziness also. Like you want to study, but once you start studying you will feel sleepy, because your
Even at
body is very
home,
inactive. Yeah.
even at home, you
So
can do like 2 3 push-ups and 2 3
yes,
squats,
yes,
and you'll be yeah, the blood circulation
yes,
increases, and you can sit and study. Just
yes,
some basic 5-minute exercise will help you.
yes. Good. Now, one question is there, Mr. Harsha. I will suggest you go for only Gate AE. Gate XC score is of no value nowadays. Okay, so that's one thing I will suggest, and we will discuss later two paper concepts also. Yes, Sanya, don't worry. You have missed one or two subjects. No worry. currently focus on the running subjects and then spend some time later on or parallel to cover the missed subject. You should not worry for anything as of now. You should always focus on preparing as many hours you can, 3 4 hours, 8 to 10 hours, based on your available time, I'll say. But you should keep preparing. And one thing, Praveen, I'll suggest,
Yes,
if
sir.
they have good short notes now, they can revise any time for half an hour,
Yeah,
either in
yes, sir. Yes,
college,
sir.
while traveling. If you are going college, you might be traveling in bus, or in college also you'll
Mhm.
have many times. So the and IGC have proper formula sheets also, as long as aerospace is
Yeah,
concerned.
I forgot to mention that. So there are formula sheets available on their website also, which is really helpful, during the final exam preparation, because it's like just 5-10 sheets which covers almost everything, and you can use that. Those are also very good. Even if you want, whenever you give your entire subject-wise, mock test, you can make use of that as well. So yeah,
Hmm.
those are very good. I forgot to mention that.
Yes, yes, yeah. So I think that's all we have done for day. So thank you everyone for joining this session, and those who are watching this session, please thumbs up. It will motivate us to bring many more session. And guys, I want to announce we will be having now after this branch specific sessions. Like next sessions we will be having for mechanical, then electronics, CS, aerospace are dedicated session, as well as we will have sessions like for weightage, for two paper concepts, and many other thing in upcoming days. So stay tuned, guys, and keep following our work well, and keep getting your due success. Yeah. So thank you all. All the best.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.